Peace to the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Peace meaning positive energy always creates elevation. Peace to all the high vibrational human beings within the university. And peace to the ancestors for working through me. Alright, I want to get right into it. I don't want to take too long, but before we roll into it, y'all know what the fuck we do, right? So I ain't got to tell everybody to get their ass in class, but I really want to touch on what's going on right now because I don't want anyone to be misled. And the ancestors are really moving my soul and my spirit to elaborate on what's going on right now with the Israel situation. So I will say this though, if you drink, pull that thing up. If you smoke, roll that thing up. If you don't do nothing extra you wouldn't do. The university is open to everybody, no matter what, black, white, green, blue, pink, yellow, tall, short, skinny, fat, gay, straight, Christian, Muslim, gang member, non-gang member. You feel me? Like rich, poor, we don't care about any of that. But the university open to everybody. Let me start by sending the deepest of insight and divine love to all the elders within the university, those 65 and older. I'm sending the deepest of insight to all my peers, those in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s within the university, and definitely sending the deepest of insight and divine love to all the blue crystal babies, those 18 to 19 and under that's in the university. We are living in, like I told y'all, this is spiritual warfare. So as you can see, we had the situation going on over in Israel, and I wasn't gonna touch on this shit. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Like when it first came to my attention, I wasn't gonna touch on it, right? It's just like the Tupac shit when they came out and said, "Oh, we found the guy that took him 27 years later," right? I'm not touching on that because I'm pretty sure everybody with their third eye open, definitely within the university, understands fuckery when they see it. So I wasn't even finna expound upon it. It's the same thing with the war in Ukraine, right? The war in Ukraine between Ukraine and Russia, that's a man-made, a fictional war, right? So that's why I never spoke about it. I didn't touch upon it, any of those things. A lot of individuals might see this war in Israel, and because they spread so much propaganda, it's easy to be deceived into believing that what you're saying about the war in Israel is another doctored war, but actually it's not. And that's what brings us here this evening, on this Sunday on YouTube, on this 22nd day of October in the year of 2023, for me to expound to you right now, to expound upon the subject and elaborate upon what's really going on. All right, so the war is supposed to be between Israel and Hamas, but that's just what they're showing you on the news. That's the propaganda. Now, what is propaganda? It's a lot of new people in the university, and we have those within the university rocking since day one, right? But if you know what propaganda is, you already know. But as you already know, in this university, I break everything down to layman's terms. All right, so for those who know, you know. But if you don't know, propaganda is when the media, which is, remember I taught you all, the media is the Greek enchantress. That word comes from Medea, all right? Medea was the Greek enchantress, so basically she was a witch, okay, who used the art of divination to produce negative results. So that's what witchcraft is. So Medea is where the term media comes from. They just spelled, remember, spells are negative things. That's why they tell us how to spell, right? They just spell it differently. Medea, okay? So you can always remember what the media job is. Okay, so the media, okay, they're spreading this propaganda, all this misinformation and disinformation about what's going on with the war in Israel, between Israel and Hamas. Okay, so a lot of us, especially the guys and goddesses, niggas like Hamas, niggas never heard of it, Niggas never heard of it. Now, I know we've all heard of Israel, right? But most of us never heard of Hamas, Hamas. Okay, so what they showing you right away is they showing you all these bombs and all these attacks taking place from Hamas on Israel. And if you notice, you know when they're trying to force feed you a narrative, because you're going to see it everywhere. All right, it's only one family that control all the media networks. It's the same family that's controlling the 12 families, which are the 12 tribes, okay, of Israel, control all the media networks, not just in the United States over here in this country, but around the entire world. Now, keep in mind, this realm is Atlantis, right? That's the esoteric, true name of this realm. But they have taken Atlantis ever since they invaded our planet and landed here in their year 1492. They have taken Atlantis and divided Atlantis up to 7 different continents. So you get Canada, North America, South America, Europe. You get Africa. You get Asia. You get Australia, right? But all that's Atlantis. Okay, so they understand that you don't know that, right? Because of how they mapped the planet out. So you don't understand that the 12 families, the 12 tribes of Israel, right? The seeds of Satan. This is who runs this world. When I talk about high vibrational human beings, those are the human beings who are labeled under Caucasians, Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, Dravidians, and Arabs, all right, who are vibrating high. So that means these individuals are not racist, right? They are just pawns. They don't know what's going on. And then the other human beings, they can get caught up in racism because they have been also force-fed this propaganda as children, right? Just like we are taught as Aboriginal beings that we were enslaved, so that draws anger amongst us toward white people. Well, a lot of white people are taught that, you know, we trying to take their shit and this is their shit, and that their forefathers really discovered this land, and that, you know, when you look at Mount Rushmore, that those are the forefathers and the greatest individuals to ever touch this land are all Caucasians. So it creates this race war with this animosity, black versus white. And then, you know, as Black/Latino individuals, we see the enslavement that the Spanish conquistadors caused upon our people. I mean, all through Latin America, all through the West Indies, all through Africa, North America, if you want to call it that. I mean, we see how we've been enslaved by human beings, by the Caucasian race. But we don't know the difference, right? We don't know that you have the human beings that pay taxes. So any human being, like I always say, anybody, people that are tax-paying citizens, I don't care if your ass is in the Netherlands, Europe, North America, South Africa. If you have to work to earn your income, if you have to pay taxes, you are not a part of the elite. The elite, they're not elite individuals, but we use the term to say the people that run the world. That comes down to 12 tribes. All right, you heard about the 12 tribes of Israel. You got to go back to the Bible to kind of get an understanding of this. Most people never read the Bible. There's a lot of lies in the Bible, but I always told you there's a lot of truth in the Bible as well. And if you don't have your third eye open, I would not recommend reading the Bible because it's going to confuse you. But if your third eye is open, then you're able to read the Bible and decode it for what it really is. So you have the 12 tribes of Israel that is running this world. These are the individuals that are working hand in hand with the reptilian race and the Pleiadian race. The Pleiadians, the reptilians, and the humans are all pushing the physical agenda of Zeus, aka Satan. Zeus' cosmic name is Lord Zeus. So this is where the term the Lord comes from, okay? Lord Zeus, okay? This is why he used the name Jesus in the Bible to get you to worship him. The true story was about a prophet, a black god named Yahweh, but they renamed him Jesus, which is another name for Zeus. Satan as well. So this is how Satan gets you to worship him under all these different names. Okay, so he had children, right? These children were considered his tribes because these are the individuals that came to the planet and took over the planet. These are the individuals that invaded our planet, that entered our planet through portals in the Caucasus Mountain, raided us. We taught them everything they know. They used it, turned around, and enslaved us. They now run our world by pushing the satanic agenda of their Lord, their God, Zeus, Lord Zeus, a.k.a. Satan. That is their God, okay? When you hear the term in the Bible that God is a jealous God, they are referring to Zeus, all right? Anytime they refer to the Lord in the Bible, they are referring to Zeus, the fallen God, because we are gods, but Zeus is our brother that chose to step outside of himself and wage war against us because he wants to create a species out of jealousy to destroy his brothers and sisters. This is what has been embedded in the human race. However, a lot of humans that are not a part of the 12 tribes, that mean they are part of the 13th colony, they were casted out. These are surface dwellers. These are the human beings, the white people that walk amongst us. All right, they don't run anything. They might give them a little more privilege than us. They keep the race war ball, but they don't run shit. Okay? The reason I'm diving into this is because you have to understand what is truly going on between Israel and who Israel is. What does Israel represent? They want to show you Hamas as the bad guys. But one thing you better learn, this is like X-Men, right? They made Magneto, right? And all of them look like the bad guys. But they was never the bad guys in X-Men. What was Magneto and them trying to do? They weren't trying to fuck with the humans. They was trying to destroy the humans. But why? Because the humans were trying to destroy the mutants. They were trying to change them. They were trying to find a cure for them. But when you're a child and you watch an X-Men shit, I always thought the Professor X and the X-Men was the good guys. And then Magneto and then was the bad guys, right? Magneto, Mystique, and all of them. But when you, with your third eye open, you go back to look at X-Men, you like, hold on, shit. Hold on, Magneto, they was on some real-life revolutionary shit. Like, hold on. They never had no issue with the humans, so the humans started trying to destroy them. So technically, Professor X was on some house Negro shit, house nigga. Well, let's protect the humans. And they going to war with the other mutants, trying to protect the humans. And the only reason Magneto was going to war with the humans was because they were trying to destroy the mutants, right? They did the same thing in Transformers. They make the Decepticons look like the bad guys. When the Autobots the bad guys, the Autobots was the house niggas. The Autobots was trying to, they teamed up with the humans and Transformers to try to stop the Decepticons from destroying the humans, eradicating the humans. But why was the Decepticons, which is Megatron, why were they trying to destroy the humans? Because they took over their planet. So now the Autobots end up fighting against the Decepticons. So technically, the Autobots were the bad guys, right? So why am I bringing up these Hollywood analogies? Because if you understand that, you can understand that Hollywood or the media will always show you the bad guys being the good guys, and they're going to paint the good guys as the bad guys. So what do we see right now? Hamas is a terrorist group. Hamas sends this terrorist attack on Israel, right? But they're not telling you who Hamas is, and they're not telling you who Israel is. They're not showing you literally none of the shit that Israel has done to Hamas. They've been over there oppressing these people, killing these people, enslaving these people, including the Palestinians, since they got here, right? They're not showing you that. Hamas, the leader of Hamas, clearly said it was a Hamas attack that took place as well that led to them retaliating against Israel like this. No, they didn't step all over that narrative. They just want to show you on every channel, all over social media. You can't run from this shit. It's everywhere, right? That's when you know it's propaganda, because it's going to be everywhere. All right? That's when you know they behind it. They didn't drop marketing dollars behind this shit, you know what I'm saying, to promote this narrative that Hamas is this terrorist group and they are these bad guys. But technically, Hamas is backed by Israel. I mean, by Iran. Okay? So you have to understand, Israel, okay, you have the Vatican. The Vatican, which is in Italy. Italy, Great Britain, the United States of America, Israel, all of these France, all of these countries are literally the part of the original 12 tribes that are the children of Satan. Okay? So these countries are actually, or these nations are actually part of the original 12 tribes of Israel. These are the true Israelites. All right? Israel, along with the Vatican has all of our information. All of the books that was destroyed in the Library of Alexander, all of these books that we had, that we wrote when we was teaching them everything that they know, the Vatican had our guarding all these books under the Vatican City. But Israel is guarding the ancient technology that we have, that we showed them when they put the Moors under spells. Israel has always guarded the technology. Israel has always been the most powerful of the tribes. Where's this technology hidden? It's hidden under the Gaza Strip. Where's the war taking place right now? On the Gaza Strip. Right? Now, Israel, where does the name come from? Remember in the Bible, Jacob is another name for Yaqub, which is another one of Lord Zeus's many names. He hides under the name of Jacob as well in the Bible. But technically, it was Yaqub, because there was no J's when the Hebrew text was written. The prophet Bobby Hemmett mentioned this years ago about the Hebrew text and how there was no J's. It was just Y's. So when you remove the J, Jacob turns into, it becomes Yaqub. facts. Yaqub is another word for Zeus, a.k.a. Satan, the scientist who created the race to destroy his own people. Right? So, Jacob, right, is technically Yaqub. Now, if you understand that, you can read Jacob's story from a different perspective. Okay? So, Jacob, what did Jacob do? He separated the flocks, right? But not only did he separate the flocks, he had this moment where he had this tussle with an angel, they tell you, in the Bible. And I'll expound upon that tussle in a whole different lecture. But long story short, he ends up renaming himself what? He goes Jacob to Israel. So the 12 tribes are the children of Jacob. The 12 tribes are the children of Israel. Israel is Jacob. Jacob is Yaqub. Yaqub is Satan. So the 12 tribes are the children of Satan. You understand me? Reflection. The 12 tribes are the children of Satan, a.k.a. Lord Zeus. Okay? So the 12 tribes are technically, what I call them, they are the seeds of Satan. That's why I tell the guys and goddesses, blacks and Latinos, they fooled you years back. I never forget, in the late 90s, early 2000s, even a few years back. People used to be, we Hebrew Israelites. If you have neuromelanin carbon in your skin, you are not ether being. You are not no motherfucking Hebrew Israelite. There is nothing Hebrew about you.
You have 1 minute left.
You are before the Hebrews came, and you will never be an Israelite because you are not a part of the original 12 tribes of Israel. Those were all human beings. Remember who you are. Okay? Let's zoom in on this name, Israel, now that we know who Israel is. See what I'm saying? The Israelites. Israel. I'm going to keep repeating it. Israel is Jacob. Jacob is Yaqub. Yaqub is Satan. Satan is Zeus. Same people. Same individual. See what I'm saying? Let that sink in. So, reflections. We now know who Israel really is. You see? Now, Israel is one of the most powerful of the tribes. You know why? Because Israel, along with Great Britain and the United States, they represent the tribe of Judah. See, all of these 12 tribes still run the world. They just hide themselves behind different nations now. And I will expound in a separate lecture upon who's who, what tribe is hidden behind what nation. Okay? But the tribe of Judah is the most powerful of the tribes. They go down, tribe. They got it listed in order in the Bible. Tribes of Judah, Simeon, Reuben, on down and down, Naphtali, on down and down and down and down. It has nothing to do with an aboriginal being. You are an Anunnaki god. You was here before they landed here. So you are not a Hebrew. You are not an Israelite. Hell, even the human beings that pay taxes are not a part of the 12 tribes. They're a part of the 13th tribe, which was cast out. I'll expound upon that too at a later date. That's why they still have to go to work and pay taxes. While the people that are part of the 12 tribes, they live under the surf. They live within the mountains. Literally, they have cities in the mountains, which the mountains are actually tree stumps, but they have cities in the mountains. They have cities under the ground. Underground cities. They have whole underground cities. For every city that's on the surface, they have a city under the ground. Facts, not fiction. Right? So, Israel represents the tribe of Judah. You have a lot of people that walk around and they think that they are Jews. Then you're not no fucking Jew. You're not in. It's a bloodline thing. You got black people as well as regular white people, right? That's walking around that believe because they practice the religion of Judaism that they are a Jew. No, that is a front. You can practice Judaism all day, but you are not a Jew. The real Jews is a tribe. It's a bloodline thing. And if you are not in that bloodline, if you don't have the bloodline connection, you are not a part of the original tribe of Judah. But the people that run Israel are. See, a lot of people think, like, oh, well, if you live in Israel, you're a true Israelite. No, you're just a motherfucker living in Israel that believes you're an Israelite. Just like you can live in America, but you're not a fucking real American. Just because you live over here. No, you are one of the slaves in the country. They're not going to let you know that. The real Americans are part of the tribe of Judah, and they run the country, and they run the world. The 12 tribes of Israel are the ones that run the world. Why do you think America has 13 blood stripes on its flag that represents the original 13 bloodlines? The 12 tribes plus the one tribe that was cast out. That's the 13 blood stripes represent on the American flag. The 13 colonies. The 12 tribes of Israel, which are the 12 different tribes of Satan. These are the seeds of Satan. Why do you think if anybody say anything about the Jews, it's labeled anti-Semitic? You can't say Jew nothing. They're going to say you're anti-Semite. Kanye mentioned the Jews and said the Jews run the world. He lost all his sponsorships. You say anything about the Jews, you're anti-Semitic, they're canceling you. But you could talk shit about the Latino folks. You can call them sticks, wetbacks, nothing happens. You can call black people niggers, all type of shit. Nothing will happen to them. Hell, you can even call white people crackers. Nothing will happen to you. But you talk about that tribe of Judah, you will be labeled anti-Semitic. Why is that? You see what I'm saying? That's how powerful they are. But their power comes from their God, Satan. See what I'm saying? And their time will not be long. It's endgame. So when you understand it's endgame, you understand who Israel is. Even the esoteric symbol that's on their flag, that is not the Star of David, that is Al Makurba. They stole that from us, the Anunnaki gods. That star has so many meanings. It has nothing to do with King David, who was a human being, who was a part of the original 12 tribes. These are the same people that came and killed our ancestors and waged war with us to get this land from us. Now they call it the Star of David. No, that's the Makurba. That's part of our ancient technology, that symbol right there, along with the pentagram. Okay? Now that we know who Israel is, what does Hamas come into play? Okay, well, understand that Hamas has an issue with the Jews because they know that they are a part of the tribe of Judah. So that's their issue with Israel. Israel has also been killing and enslaving their people since they got here. They're also guarding some of the most important esoteric technology that we still have left on this planet. I told you, we got pyramids, we got all type of technology stashed around the planet that they are hiding because they can't use it without us, so they just hide it from us so that we can't access it. And it's under the Gaza Strip. Okay, you have something called the 33rd parallel. I did a video on that. The 33rd parallel, I always talked about the cities over here in what's labeled North America on Atlantis that runs across the 33rd parallel, which is Los Angeles, Phoenix, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Dallas, Texas, Little Rock, Arkansas, and Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia is where Atlanta, Georgia is the capital of Atlantis. All the most powerful plasma energy and black photon energy on the planet is right here in Atlanta and along that 33rd parallel. But that parallel runs clean across through to Egypt. The so-called Giza pyramids, right, which really is supposed to be Gaza, but they put the I to throw you off, is located also on the 33rd parallel. Now, if you look at the map they're showing you of where Hamas, where the Gaza Strip at, that Hamas and Israel is fighting over, you'll see that the Gaza Strip is right next to fucking Egypt. 33rd parallel. Let him wife I see clearly. The Giza pyramids should be Gaza pyramids. They spelled it differently once again to throw you off the trail. Stay with me, Reflections. I know I'm getting deep. It's okay to hit replay. The ancestors have divinely decreed me to speak upon this, what's going on. Right? The war is taking place in Gaza City, right next to Egypt. Hamas is actually an acronym. Hamas is the name of their military that, like they keep saying, Hamas is backed by Iran, right? Because they're trying to lure the war to make it between Iran and Israel, right? But they say we can't prove that Iran has anything to do with it just yet. But they showed you the U.S. just froze $60 billion of their funds, which they didn't freeze anything. They doing all this to create the narrative like they did in 9/11. Remember, they wanted the oil from Iraq. So they could just go over to Iraq. They had to give you a reason to feel like it was okay for them to go over to Iraq. So what did they do? They created the 9/11 hoax, then blamed it on the Iraqis, and they invaded Iraq looking for weapons of mass destruction that we still ain't found to this day. But in reality, they was only trying to get the oil. So it's the same thing here. They're trying to instigate this war with Iran. But Hamas is not its own little country, as they're trying to tell you on the news. Hamas is the military name of Iran's military. Just like our military in America, or their military is called the Marines. Even though it's in America, it's not called the American Marines, it's called the Marines. It's not called the American Army, it's called the Army, right? Same thing with Hamas. Hamas is the military of Iran. But Hamas has an actual acronym. Humans are murdering Anunnaki species. That's what Hamas stands for. Humans are murdering Anunnaki species. They don't want you to know that. They'll never show you that over here on this news because it's all propaganda. They're going to spread misinformation and disinformation. They're going to rouse the Americans up to make the people that support America like, okay, let's go over here and jump in this war with Israel. You see it now. They got all these paid actors in every city from Atlanta to New York to LA to downtown, Raleigh, and they flying Israeli flags. But then you see the people that know what's going on, they out there flying Iranian flags. Like, hold on, free the Palestinians. Did you know that Palestine and Iraq and Iran and India and Turkmenistan and Afghanistan, all that's Asia. Let's go deeper. That's all Asia. But they teach you over here that's the Middle East. That's all Asia. That's Eastern Asia. India is Central Asia. Japan and all that is Western Asia. They don't tell you that though. Because they don't want you to know what's really going on. So Hamas means humans are murdering Anunnaki species. That's the military, the name of their military. Then Iran is actually the country that's backing Hamas. It's their military. Well, you're right. But Iran stands for I rise above negativity. You see what I'm saying? They will never tell you that. And what did they tell you? Hamas, they are labeling them a terrorist group. So that gives you more incentive to back America already sending Navy ships over there. They didn't do that in the Ukraine war. They said we're sending the missiles, we're sending help. Because it wasn't a real war, it was propaganda, a propaganda war. This is an actual war that's taking place. But they're not telling you who. Iran is backed by extraterrestrial races that are fighting against Israel. It's spiritual families fighting over there. They're not showing you the real footage. They don't want you to see that. They're not fighting with no bombs. Spiritual war. High frequency projectiles. See what I'm saying? They're not going to let you know that though. But they got to let you know there's something going on. Now, if you understand that I did a lecture about RFID chips, I told you that all those who are raised in their vibration because the Kundalini energy is fired on the planet, we will be labeled under reds, greens, and blacks. What is the color of the Iranian flag? Green, red, and black. With a white stripe in between black and the green. Green represents the land, black represents the people, White represents the people that came and separated and caused division amongst the land. Notice, and the red represents the blood that was shed. See what I'm saying? This is what's really going on. And yes, America is going to jump in the war. They're already in it. So is Great Britain, and you're going to see France and all of them coming in. But that's where the mistake happens. You see, Babylon is falling. So what's happening over there is going to spiral to a much bigger level. It's all part of the Kundalini energy rising on the planet. They told you. Hamas has already told all the Islamic nations over there to come together. That's them in the whole West Africa, if you want to call it that. See what I'm saying? But what does Islam really stand for? I, self, light, and master. Because we are composed of cosmic light. In our essence, we are luminous beings. The Prophet Muhammad taught that, but they tried to kill the Prophet Muhammad and chased him out of Medina. And they perverted his original teachings about Islam. And now you get modern-day Islam. Just like they did with the Prophet Yahweh, and now you get modern-day Christianity. They always pervert the teachings. We are living, this is endgame, y'all. That's why they giving him more coverage than Ukraine. Right? You see actual American Navy ships heading over there. Because they think they're going to dominate and win it. They don't understand the spiritual forces that are backing these so-called small countries over there. Spiritual reflections. Keep your eyes open. Now we rise. Because they don't know that though. What these emblems mean. In Iran, they never accepted that name. That's a derogatory misnomer. The Caucasian species, the humans, named them Iran. Go look into Iran's history. Hey, let's go deeper. Naming them over there Iran is like naming us it's like naming us African Americans. We are not African and we are not Americans. We are Anunnaki gods. We are Atlanteans. Africa was named after Scipio Africanus. That is a Roman general, a human general, part of the original 12 tribes that killed and enslaved our people and took the land, and it was renamed after him. So how could we be Africans? That's a white guy. We are not Americans because America is named after Amerigo Vespucci. That's the same thing over there. Iran. Do you know who Iran was before they renamed them Iran? Iran is Persia. Making sense now? The tribe of Persia. You heard about Persia all through the Bible. The Persian Empire. You heard about movies about Persia. It's a great empire. Hell, the whole movie of the 100 was about the Spartans versus the Persians. And King Artaxerxes, what color was he in the movie? He was black. They got us so busy rooting for the Spartans, you ain't paying attention that the Persians was black. And they made the rest of them look like monsters to throw you off. They did the same thing in Lord of the Rings. They showed you all these black monsters, which really represented the aboriginal beings. They gonna always just looking like monsters to throw you off, but they was black though. That's how you gotta patch it right there. So Iran, Hamas is backed by Iran. Hamas is the acronym for humans are murdering Anunnaki species. Iran is an acronym for I rise above negativity, but the Iran name was given to them by the 12 tribes of Israel. The true name that they like to call themselves still to this day is Persians. They are the Persian Empire. And if you go look at the Persian Empire, and you see everything that Persia was the last empire that still stood strong after they came over here and slaughtered everybody through South America, North America, and renamed and took the land, right? Divided all the tribes by renaming us as blacks and Latinos and West Indies and Asians. Persia was still standing strong all the way to them in 1930. Then they renamed them Iran. And they never liked them. Remember the Iran-Contra controversy back in the 90s? Right? They never liked Iranians. Now here we go in 2023. Iran versus Israel. But they're not saying that right now. They're like Hamas versus Israel. But we know that Hamas is the military of Iran. So you might as well say Iran versus Israel. And they see America running over there. They boosting everybody head up over here to get them to support America joining the war. I see aboriginal beings Gods and goddesses out there waving Israeli flags. Come on, man. I see the house Negro, Floyd Mayweather. He got Air Mayweather. He's sending helmets, vests. House nigga, you. Just a house nigga. And it's crazy because he's one of my favorite boxers. I hope he hear this too. One of my favorite boxers of all time, but he's a house nigga. That's why I fuck with Zab Judah harder. See what I'm saying? Ali, Tyson, Mayweather, like my top 3 boxers of all time. But Floyd Mayweather has always did some house nigga shit. Same thing when we was all boycotting Gucci. What Floyd do? He posted a video coming out of Gucci. Remember that some years back, y'all? Gucci ain't never did nothing to me. Now here he go, taking his money. He want to send helmets and vests over to Israel. But you not an Israelite, though. You going to spend your money to help them, but you ain't going to help the homeless over here? Over here in your own country, in your own backyard? On your own land? I don't see Floyd helping none of the Aboriginal beings. With all the income he got. I don't see him doing it. The little income I made, I was donating $1,000 a month. On live, then we going to the streets passing out money to the homeless. The little bit we got, man got big. Man sitting on that billion. He can help feed the homeless over here, help his own people, but you got money to send Air Mayweather to Israel. Like you an Israelite or something. You ain't nothing but a nigga with some money to them still. No matter how many helpers and vests you send, you will always be a nigga to them. See what I'm saying? House nigga though. I'm going to call them by their name. I don't care where I'm sitting. That's why I'm sitting here now, because the 12 tribes of Israel, the individuals that have been running this world with the backing of Satan, they despise me because I am a warrior for God, Almighty God. I don't serve their God, which is Lord Zeus. I serve Almighty God, the ancestors, and I'm an Anunnaki God.
You have 1 minute left.
And they know it. See what I'm saying? So I've been divinely decreed to speak on this, bring out the truth about what's going on, to correct the narrative of what's going on between Hamas and Israel. And this is a war that America should stay out of, but they're not, because they're going to support their brothers, their tribe members, but they will not win. Babylon is falling. And righteousness will prevail. Peace to the gods and goddesses of Planet Kai. I leave as I come. In perfect peace. And go sign up for the website. Love you deeply. 1. Now we rise.